So today we did a short dive from the Maroubra Beach again. On the walk towards the spot we bumped into some friends who didn't catch anything. Apparently not much fish today. However, we were already there, so we might still try to catch some blackfish, as it's a very good spot to catch them. There's a lot of little rocks and caves where they can hide, which makes a very good spot to catch them. 5 minutes after arriving, my friend dove and directly shot a nice blackfish that I didn't catch, sadly, on the camera. To be honest, despite the catch from my friend, we didn't see much, so I shot a yellowtail squid, which looked bigger than the rest of the group, to secure a meal for tonight. After looking endlessly for blackfish, I bumped into a school of what I thought was kingfish, so I didn't hesitate. I aimed towards the biggest one and shot. But it was not a kingfish, it was an Australian salmon, but still, it was a very nice catch.
That's a good technique. Here also. That's good.
You should stay for a long time.
Yeah, you should.
Inside is salt water.
Yeah.
And there's no air inside. So keep in the fridge for 2 weeks.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wade.
So despite their name, they aren't actually related to true salmon at all. They are part of a perch family. Australian salmon are a schooling fish, so you'll usually find them in groups rather than alone. They often hang out in the midwater to surface zone, especially around baitfish. So look for signs like birds diving or surface splash. Those usually mean a school of salmon is chasing baitfish underneath. They also like reef edges, headlands and points where currents push bait into concentrated area. Schools of Australian salmon can be huge, sometimes with hundreds of fishes moving together near the surface, which also attract dolphins, seals and seabirds. And actually during this dive, I didn't shoot it, but we saw dolphins from far distance and seals. When spearfishing, it's best to stay calm and let them come to you, because if you chase the school too fast, they'll spook and move off. They often circle back if you stay still near structure or baitfish, so don't hesitate to just chill and wait. So the fish doesn't have a very good reputation, as people usually say. It's only good to serve as bait or as cat food. However, I feel like people here are pretty snob. For example, I heard the same comment about rock cod, which is really not that bad actually. Anyway, I'm gonna show you different ways to cook it in this video. So their flesh isn't as priced as other fish, but you can still eat them fresh, smoked or stir-fried. So because I'm not really good at cutting fish, I'm actually gonna use a little bit for some nice ceviche. So to make ceviche, the fish needs to be pretty fresh. So as soon as you catch it, you need to kill it, gut it and put it on ice. So after cutting and skinning the fish, you need to cut it into small half-inch cubes. and juice enough lime to fully cover the fish in the bowl. The acid in the lime juice will change the color and texture of the fish, turning it opaque and firm. Then you should let it marinate for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Ginger?
You can also add red onions, garlic, avocado, oil, etc. So once the fish is firm and opaque, don't forget to drain most of the lime juice, otherwise it's not really going to taste good. Then you can directly eat it with tortilla chips or crackers. Another very simple way to eat Australian salmon would be as a steak with onion, garlic and butter. Those last three ingredients will give a nice taste to a fish, or to any fish to be honest. For me it's the perfect combo. You can even add a little bit of sriracha sauce if you have it, or mayonnaise or even ketchup. Also, even if I know that a lot of fishermen from Sydney will tell me I'm a bit crazy, you can actually eat it fresh and as sushi. But first you need to make the rice. So making rice for sushi, or sushi meshi, is a precise process that requires the right type of rice and careful preparation. The goal is to produce rice that is firm, sticky enough to hold its shape, but not mushy. This type of rice has a high starch content, which gives it necessary thickness without making it gummy. Do not use long grain rice, jasmine rice or other varieties, as they will not have a correct texture. Then you need to rinse the rice a few times in order to remove the excess starch and in order to prevent the final product from becoming mushy. The water will become blurry. Drain the water and repeat this process 3-5 times until the water runs mostly clean. Then what I usually do is that I leave the rice to soak for a few more minutes before using it. Then to cook it you need to use the same volume of rice than water. Bring the water to boil, then immediately reduce the heat to the lowest setting, cover pot and simmer it for 15 to 20 minutes. Then turn off the heat and let the rice steam, still covered for 10 to 15 minutes. So while the rice is cooking, you need to prepare the seasoning mixture known as sushi-tsu. So for example, for 2 cups of rice, you need to use half a cup of rice vinegar, 3 tablespoons of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt. So if you have another fire, heat the mixture on it, but do not boil it. You can also use a microwave just like I did. And when it's hot, you need to stir until the sugar and salt have completely dissolved. Then add the mixture to the rice, mix it gently without breaking the rice. So early sushi was basically a way to preserve fish with fermented rice. So they used whatever was available, usually local oily fish. The modern form of sushi, nigiri, emerged in the 19th century. The fish was no longer just preserved, it was meant to be eaten fresh. While local fatty fish like tuna and mackerel were still the foundation, the criteria began to shift towards texture and flavor. So the goal was more to provide the perfect bite that balanced the taste of a fish with the rice. Australian salmon has a stronger flavor than a lot of other fish and a coarse, oily texture. While it's not a traditional choice for sushi, when you eat it, its freshness makes the flavor taste clean and powerful. It's still pretty nice to eat raw when it's fresh. When eaten raw, as sashimi or nigiri, yellowtail scad is often compared to a yellowtail kingfish or sea bream, but with a slightly firmer texture. It has a subtle sweetness and it's not overly oily, which makes it a great choice for a simple, refreshing sashimi. The meat is translucent when fresh and holds its shape well when sliced. So once the rice is ready, you slice the fish. bucket has to be clean and precise, using a very sharp knife to get thin, but not too thin, slices of the fish. Then you form the nigiri. You take a small amount of rice and gently shape it in your hand to form a small rectangle. Then you put a tiny bit of wasabi on the rice and press the fish on top of it. The result is a simple, perfect bite that's ready to eat.